And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Here we go, it's the UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw. Of course, Liverpool in this one, and as I say, this is LFC News, so we will be checking from a Liverpool perspective. However, if you are a neutral or you support one of the other sides, then do join us. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, as we'll find out who's playing who in the round of 16. As I say, the teams are up there: Bayern Munich, Benfica, Chelsea, Club Brugge, Borussia Dortmund, Eintracht Frankfurt, Inter Milan, RB Leipzig, Liverpool, Manchester City, AC Milan, Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain, FC Porto, Real Madrid, and Tottenham Hotspur. So as I say, the last 16 is ready to go. An interesting last 16 this year, I do feel. Some of the big boys not involved, these likes of Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, who are usually there, the Spanish giants, Sevilla always there usually as well, and Real Madrid are the only Spanish team left in the Champions League, which it's kind of crazy considering they've dominated European football over the last few years. There's 4 German teams for the first time in what feels a long time. FC Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, Eintracht Frankfurt, of course, Europa League winners, and RB Leipzig. Italy has, of course, big Juventus going out of the competition pretty early, dropping into the Europa League. They've got Napoli, Inter Milan, and AC Milan left in the last 16. One team from France, of course, being Paris Saint-Germain. 2 from Portugal, FC Porto and Benfica. Portugal, for the first time ever, I think, having more Champions League teams than Spain. So that just goes to show there could be a little shift there from the Portuguese big two. And then finally, look, of course, Club Brugge, I think, making their first appearance in the last 16 of the Champions League, which is always good to see. I like the smaller teams doing pretty well. Of course, England, lastly, Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Spurs, with all 4 who qualified in the league, have also qualified for the Champions League round of 16. Okay, so, of course, the way this is going to work, Liverpool, as I said, we're doing it from a Liverpool perspective. Liverpool can only play 4 teams. Of course, finish runners-up in their group. Can't play Napoli. Can't play any English teams, of course, those being Spurs and Chelsea. And Manchester City, for that matter. So the only teams that they can play leaves them with 4 oppositions. Those are Bayern Munich. That's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and the 2 Portuguese giants being Benfica and FC Porto. It's always interesting to see. Usually finishing second in the group can be detrimental. However, look, if you're actually looking at it, Liverpool have a really good opportunity of getting a decent draw. Not to say Benfica and FC Porto are poor teams. I don't buy that. I do rate the Portuguese teams. They've always done well in Europe over the last couple of years. However, you'd much rather FC Porto or a Benfica, say, than a Paris Saint-Germain or an Inter or somebody like that who else finished second within their group. Obviously, the main one to avoid is Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. So it can go one way or the other. It can go to one extreme or the other. You either get Bayern Munich, who probably are one of the better sides in the competition that are left, and Real Madrid, obviously European champions, or you can get 2 really good draws being FC Porto and Benfica. It pretty much is 50-50 at this stage whether Liverpool are going to get a decent draw or not. But guys, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Let me know down there in the live chat who you want in the next round of the competition. Good to see Chloe Light, good to see Jen, good to see Zane, hope you're well. Carl says Bayern we will get. I want Liverpool versus Bayern, says Joe. Wow, that's an interesting one. I don't think many Liverpool fans would be wanting Bayern Munich and Real Madrid in the last 16. You certainly want FC Porto or a Benfica is probably the better opposition to be going for. But as I said, guys, please do hit the like button. Let me know down there in the live chat who you want in the next round. Out of, obviously, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, FC Porto and Benfica. For looking at this one, the Champions League has been a saving grace for Liverpool so far this season. Obviously, the Premier League getting back to winning ways yesterday, which is great. But the Champions League has seen Liverpool win 5 times and, of course, lose once. But against Napoli, that was a really, really good win. Napoli, arguably the most informed team in Europe at the moment, top of the Serie A, have been literally obliterating teams and obliterated Liverpool, let's be perfectly honest. We're 3-0 up at half-time in the game in Naples. Obviously, Liverpool to win that game 2-0 was an impressive feat. And as I say, it has sort of kicked on Liverpool, going back to winning ways in the Premier League as well after 2 back-to-back defeats. So, as I said, Champions League's not really been an issue for Liverpool this year. So So this is a competition that fans may look at to go and win that big piece of silverware. It does seem very, very unlikely that Liverpool can compete for the league title. It's almost like a sake of just trying to get top four this year now. But certainly when it comes to the Champions League, you feel, you get a decent round here in the round of 16, get yourself into the quarterfinals, then it's just luck of the draw really from there. And Liverpool in Europe is always magical, and this could be a competition really that they could go on and win. So it'll be interesting. Let me know down there in the live chat if you think Liverpool could win the Champions League. I'm interested to see. 11 a.m. UK time. Good to see Leo. Good morning from upstate New York, says John. Good to see you. Moa Beer says Bayern Munich. Why does everyone want Bayern Munich? That's mental. But need revenge on fake Madrid. I have been channel subscribed for a year. Good to see you, Zane. Hope you're well. Troops. Yeah, guys, the draw is going to start in around 6 minutes time. So as I say, don't go anywhere. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get this to 100 likes if we possibly can. We've got the video coming out as well straight after this live stream. So we're going to find out who Liverpool play in the round of 16, and then a new 8-minute video dropping as well. So yeah, plenty of content for you guys on the channel here today. But those for you just joining us, let me know who you want in the round of 16. If you need reminding, there's only 4 possibilities, those being Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, FC Porto and Benfica. Of course, the other English sides in the competition, Manchester City, Chelsea, and of course Tottenham Hotspur. A lot of people may be seeing if Tottenham could go quite far with Antonio Conte. My favourites this year, I think, actually are Liverpool, of course. I think Liverpool could prove to be a dark horse now. They get over January and they should be fine. But I'm looking at PSG this year. I think PSG are actually a different opposition. I know there are bottle jobs every year and they always sort of fall at the hurdle. Always go out in like the round of 16 quarterfinals. But I really do think there's something different about this Paris Saint-Germain team this year. I know they've been Messi, Neymar and Mbappe last year. Pochettino wasn't getting the best out of the trio. And I think those 3 under their new management system, I think PSG look really, really dangerous of firing from all cylinders, as I said earlier on. And I think PSG could really, really be an opposition this year that could go on and win the Champions League. Obviously, I do think Liverpool are up there as well. I'm just picking out my hot takes on who I think could be in the final in Istanbul come June. Liverpool, PSG. I always think Bayern are up there all the time. I don't know why. Bayern are always up there for me. I just feel they've always got a really, really good team, no matter what. So I always put Bayern in there. And then obviously, I'd have to go for Manchester City with Erling Haaland, a decent one. But Manchester City always like a bit of a PSG, always sort of falling at the last hurdle. It remains to be seen, though, if with Erling Haaland now, that will change for Manchester City. Obviously, we are hoping it doesn't change, but it's always interesting to see anybody. Guys, Sean, I think they're saying buying because Mane, maybe. Yeah. Real Madrid got a good match then. Porto or Benfica, says Graham, of course. Most people want them. Frankfurt might be like a Villarreal, says Zane. Of course, look, won the Europa League last year. They were pretty abysmal domestically last season, but managed to keep beating teams. West Ham, Barcelona, I think beat another big side as well in the Europa League. So, yeah, I did a lot on their way to the final. Obviously beat Rangers in the end on penalties, but look, have come through, taken that pot 1 that they got given, won their group as well. So yeah, Frankfurt could definitely maybe be a dark horse. But my hot takes for the competition, as I think will be in the last 4, is Liverpool, Bayern, Paris Saint-Germain, and City. I think those are the top 4 there. But then again, I'm looking at Napoli as well. Can they carry on what they're doing? Will they have one eye on the league? They're about 4 or 5 points clear in the Serie A, but they've been fantastic this season, Napoli. And Liverpool fans will know all about that from match day 1 in the competition. But look, it'll be interesting to see. Who do you think is going to be a dark horse? I just touched upon maybe Frankfurt, but I look at Napoli probably. Napoli have never won the competition in their history. Just this year, depending on what happens in the Serie A, they've just looked really, really convincingly, both domestically and in Europe. So I do think Napoli could be a dark horse there in terms of get to a semi, maybe a final. But in terms of a final, who's going to get to the final, I don't know. You've always got to put Bayern in there. I don't know why Bayern. I always go for Bayern all the time. I'm always thinking they're going to go to the final. And and they usually are there or thereabouts. They rarely go out before the semi-final, always there or thereabouts. I do think Liverpool, if Liverpool can get top 4, that would be a positive in the league, but going for that big trophy, going for the Champions League, maybe just sticking all the eggs in one basket. I'm not saying take your eye off the Premier League completely, try and get a top 4, try and get as far as you can up the table, but I do think maybe Champions League is the trophy for the Reds to win this year. Again, some people maybe who don't support Liverpool will probably laugh at that, but I think Liverpool in Europe has been different, and out of those teams now, I think Liverpool can beat any of them, especially with players coming back from injuries beyond January into the new year. With maybe a couple of additions in the January window as well, then it could really set up for Liverpool to get to the final. And depending on the draw, if Liverpool get a Benfica or get an FC Porto in the round of 16, that's not bad at all. That isn't bad at all. So it'll be interesting. When will the draw start? It's going to start in the next minute, guys. They're going to talk about the draw for a minute or two. They'll probably explain the rules of what's going to happen, who can play who can't play who, and then, as I say, they'll all be underway for the Champions League draw. But yeah, the draw should start at 11 o'clock UK time, and as I say, the coverage is just about to get underway. Liverpool must get a decent draw. Come on. Love it. What a shame. I would have loved it. Me too. Yep. Napoli underestimated at the beginning. City will never do it. I want Porto. Chelsea did it. So City might eventually. LFC News. I didn't see that one. But yeah. I want Porto. How many players are likely to sign in January, says Hillary? I don't know. It could be none. It could be a couple, depending on when the players are back. If Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota looks like he could be back towards the end of the season. So maybe you need a bit of a reinforcement there. Of course, Roberto Firmino, Nunes, and Salah are doing all right. But what happens if an injury happens to one of those players? Then you could be in trouble. So yeah, we'll certainly see over the next couple of weeks what's going to happen. It is going to heat up, but I am expecting Liverpool to sign somebody in January, or a couple of players anyway, and really get started for that midfield or that team rebuild ahead of the summer. Porto or Benfica, please. Yeah, guys, if you are just joining us, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, especially if you're a Liverpool fan, as I say, covering daily Liverpool content. And as I say, the Uefa draw, Champions League round of 16 draw is about to begin. As I say, they're just going through the rules of the competition, talking. They usually wheel out a couple of legends to talk about, kind of give them an introduction, recap of the groups, and then they sort of go on and talk about who cannot play who, etc., etc. For those of you that are Liverpool fans, Liverpool can only play Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Benfica and FC Porto due to the way it is. Obviously, Napoli come top, and you can't play the same team in your group. And then, of course, you can't play against teams that are from your own country. So that rules out Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham, and who have I missed out? Manchester City, Chelsea. Yeah, Manchester City, Chelsea, and Tottenham. Sorry. Here he is, just ruling it out. Road to Istanbul 2023. Istanbul, a lot of Liverpool fans having very fond memories of Istanbul back in 2005. Could it be again? Who knows? If Liverpool goes on to win the Champions League with, you says it covers up not winning the league. Yeah, of course it would. But, if they win the Champions League, it depends on the situation. If Liverpool get to the final of the Champions League and don't win it, but then finish fifth, then it would probably go down as a disastrous season. They finished fifth, won the Champions League, then people will soon forget and go, wow, 2023 was one of the best seasons in Liverpool's history due to it being the seventh. But I think what Liverpool should really be aiming for is, try and get top four. I do think the league is way out of their reach at the moment. So far this season, I can't see Manchester City dropping points, or neither can I see Arsenal for that matter. So yeah, getting into the top four. Liverpool are only 7 points behind Spurs with a game in hand. So Spurs currently occupy that fourth spot. There's a lot of football to be played, especially after Christmas, after the World Cup. So Spurs are fourth? 7 points behind. Liverpool have a game in hand. Liverpool win that. It goes to 4 points, which really, with over half a season to go, that's not a lot of points to claw back, especially if Liverpool really get themselves going. I can see it being a special season. I'll take fourth in Champions League, says Leo. That's a very good season considering the injuries. Yeah. No, not Milan. No, they can't play them. No, they can't play Milan. That's not happening. Over 1,000 people here in the live stream. Big shout out to you all guys. Hit that like button and subscribe though. As I say, we're trying to get to 27,000 subscribers, getting closer and closer. We are doing the Champions League draw in a minute. Just waiting for it to start. As I say, they're just going through the teams where they've sort of finished. They do like to make a bit of a show for it in the sort of Champions League stream. So we are waiting, guys. And as soon as it gets going, I'll let you know. I'll tell you the pots and exactly when the draw will happen. But as I say, right now, they're just sort of introducing the teams. The teams that are in the last 16 are, of course, on your screen. Those being Bayern Munich, Benfica, Chelsea, Club Brugge, Borussia Dortmund, Eintracht Frankfurt, Inter Milan, RB Leipzig, Liverpool, Manchester City, AC Milan, Napoli, Paris Saint-Germain, FC Porto, Real Madrid, and Spurs. So as you can see there, a very strong lineup, but also missing some big sides. As I say, Juventus not in the last 16 for the first time in God knows how long. Barcelona, second year in a row, they've not made it to the last 16. Atletico Madrid, they're not there either. Usually another Spanish giant in the round of 16. So yeah, different this year. Real Madrid, weirdly enough, the only Spanish side. And a weird fact for you, for the first time in Champions League history, Benfica and FC Porto, or Portugal, have had more occupants in the round of 16 than Spain. Which goes to show you such a special season for them. I do think Spanish football is slightly on the decline. Like, I look at Benfica, I look at FC Porto. I think people were having a debate the other day, actually, on CBS, the one that Jamie Carragher's on. And people were saying, where would you rather go? Would you rather go to an FC Porto or Benfica, play Champions League week in, week out? Or go to like a Valencia or a Villarreal in Spain that are, the other side sort of competing up the level? I do think Porto and Benfica would have the upper hand. But anyway, enough about that, guys. For those of you just joining in, please do smash the like button. As I say, we're just overdone 100 likes. We are going to do the draw. Still waiting for them to just kind of get on with the draw. They're just reading the rules out of what's going to happen. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Benfica, and FC Porto are the four oppositions, that Liverpool could get in the next round, obviously after finishing second in the group. And for those of you confused as to why, well, they can't play their Napoli, who are in their group, and they can't play any of the English teams in the last 16. English teams will come back into effect in the quarter-final, so there's no country protection. Can't believe overlook Benfica because they've been brilliant so far. You can't overlook anybody, and I'm not being disrespectful to any of the teams in the round of 16. You're in the round of the 16 for a reason, right? You're in the round of 16 for a reason, and I'm not overlooking any of the teams in the round of 16. But obviously, there's obviously going to be a better option and a better option and a worse option. Obviously, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich are the ones to avoid, and then obviously Benfica and FC Porto are probably the sides that you want to face. However, as I said, it's not customary. If Liverpool were to get FC Porto, Benfica, it doesn't mean it's done and dusted. They're going to be hard ties. We've seen Benfica last year. They can put on a show, and again, they're doing it here this year. As I say, still reading out the rules, and then we're ready to go here for the draw. I'm hoping we get Benfica return for Darwin Núñez. If you had a choice to that Liverpool only signing Bellingham next summer, or would you rather have two midfielders for the price of Bellingham? Bellingham is a generational talent. A lot of fans maybe don't like him as much. I've seen a lot of rumours regarding Declan Rice. Again, he could be another good option there. Bellingham, to answer your question, probably, go for Bellingham. But I don't know. I just don't know the other midfielders. I look at Bellingham and Rice, and they'd be really, really good additions. Where to watch? BT Sports, for those of you that want to find a stream to watch on. Right, he's pulling out a guy now from Schalke, one of the legends, as I say. They do this every single time on the stream. They literally wheel somebody out to kind of bring out, to draw the balls. And then after that, then they get on with it. So hopefully we'll be getting underway in the next sort of 5 minutes. But as I say, guys, thank you for being so patient. And as I say, as soon as I can, or as soon as we get started, I'll let you know. And we'll find out who Liverpool get in the next round of the Champions League. How exciting. Round of 16. As I say, asking him questions. I'd love Nicola Barella. What a signing that would be, eh? But to be honest, I feel like we need two more midfielders along with Bellingham, says Scum. I think Liverpool need a lot of players, really. Look, they have been unfortunate with their injuries so far this season. But, you know, on this channel, I've always been vocalising how much I felt Liverpool needed some additions in the summer, last summer. Obviously, you know, the board neglected it and didn't fix the roof whilst it was sunny outside and waited to the storm. And this is what we've been led to. So, yeah, it's one of them situations where, you know, you always want to fix the roof when it is sunny outside, win a couple of cups, 2 games away from a quadruple. You then go strengthen. You know, Manchester City won the league. They bring in 2 strikers, Alvarez and Erling Haaland. So that's what you want to keep on doing year in and year out. But Liverpool missed the trick this summer. Yes, they brought in Darwin Núñez, but that was only because Sadio Mane left. But they needed to overhaul that midfield. And they didn't, and that's why they're paying. So January offers another opportunity for the Reds to go and do it. We'll see if they do it, and hopefully they can. As I say, still talking, guys. As soon as I said the guest who's pulling out the balls, he'll be there. They're just talking about his next Schalke player. And as I say, the draw should commence fairly soon. Declan Rice would be a good signing for us, says Tobogo Elvis. I think Bellingham and Barea attack and defence, and also buy them an experienced Harvey Elliott. We will either meet Bayern or get beaten by Real Madrid and beat them bad. Guys, let me know who you want in the next round. Let me know out of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Benfica, FC Porto. Who do you want in the next round, Liverpool fans? Let me know down there in that live chat. Let me know who you want in the next round of the competition. I think we're just about to get underway here finally. And that's what it said. For those of you that don't already know, I'm going to go through as there's about 1,500 people in the live stream. But as I say, the way it works is that the group lead or the group winners are seeded, and obviously second place are unseeded. What seeded and unseeded means is, of course, that group winners can play against second place, then second place play against group winners. But also what it means is that the seeded side will play the home leg second. So Liverpool won't be playing the home leg. Liverpool will be playing home first and then away second, which usually does provide a bit of an advantage. So there you go. Liverpool will be playing the away leg the home leg first, then the away leg second. And then, of course, I've went through this a couple of times already. Obviously, countries are protected. So, you know, German teams can't play against German teams. English teams can't play against English teams. Italian teams can't play against Italian teams. And, of course, Portuguese teams can't play against Portuguese teams. So, obviously, that for Liverpool, I don't know for the other sides. I haven't really digested it. But for Liverpool, it is, of course, only Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, FC Porto and Benfica as potential oppositions. So, there you go. And we are finally ready for the draw. And as I say, there's 16 names here. As I say, we'll go through them one last time, as they are going to do as well. But the teams to be drawn, they're going to put the group winners into a pot and then draw them out. So the group winners, of course, were Napoli, Porto, Bayern, Tottenham, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Benfica. So they're your group winners, and they're the first ones to go into pot 1. And then pot 2, of course, will be the runners-up in this situation. That's Liverpool, Club Brugge, Inter Milan, Eintracht Frankfurt, AC Milan, RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, and Paris Saint-Germain. So there you go. Those are the sides that are going to be going into pot 2. And they're finally mixing it. We're going to get the first name out of the hat. And the first name out of the hat is... So the first tie we have got ready for us is RB Leipzig. So RB Leipzig are the first name out of the hat. RB Leipzig are the first name out of the hat here in the Champions League round of 16 draw. They can only play Napoli, Porto, Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester City and Benfica. Let's hope Leipzig avoid both of the Portuguese teams here, because obviously we want Liverpool to draw the 2 Portuguese teams. And now here we go. What we want is no Benfica, no FC Porto. Hopefully that is the case here. So RB Leipzig in the round of 16 are going to be playing Manchester City. Oof. RB Leipzig are going to be taking on Manchester City in that first round. Match day 1. Match 1 is RB Leipzig versus Manchester City. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. RB Leipzig versus Manchester City. The next game getting pulled out of the hat is Club Brugge. Club Brugge, there you go. Second place, Club Brugge. They had an interesting campaign, so they did. Of course, first time they have qualified for the Champions League. And they can play Napoli and co. Obviously, they can't play FC Porto, which is good news for Liverpool, as of course, Liverpool will want to take on them. Guys, there's nearly 3,000 viewers in this live stream. Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know who you want Liverpool to draw in the live chat. So here we go. The second game is Club Brugge versus Benfica. Oh, there you go, Liverpool fans. That's a poor one, but a good draw for Club Brugge. But Benfica versus Club Brugge, which is bad news, of course, for Liverpool due to Liverpool only have 3 teams that they can play, and that's Bayern, Real Madrid, Porto, and Benfica. So that's a poor one to lose out on there. Obviously, Club Brugge going to be taking on Benfica, which now leaves Liverpool with a 33% chance of a bad one. Liverpool are the next name out of the hat. Liverpool are the next name out of the hat. Liverpool have been drawn. Liverpool have been drawn. Liverpool are the next team out. And Liverpool will find out their opposition right now. Liverpool will be playing. Liverpool to play. Here we go. This is the next one. It's out of 3 teams. And Liverpool will play Real Madrid. Oh my goodness me, it's Real Madrid. Liverpool will take on Real Madrid in the round of 16. Probably one of the worst ties that Liverpool could have got, considering FC Porto and Benfica were there. And it is Real Madrid. Liverpool will take on Real Madrid in the round of 16 in the Champions League. As I said, probably the hardest one there for Liverpool. A hard one. But as I say, Real Madrid, Liverpool will take on. That game, of course, will be played at Anfield in the first leg. And then the second leg will be played at the Bernabeu. The next name out of the hat is AC Milan. Of course, that is a tough one there for Liverpool. Let's be perfectly honest. That is a real tough one. As I say, the Reds are going to be taking on Real Madrid for those of you just joining in. Liverpool versus Real Madrid in the Champions League round of 16. Probably the hardest one. I would say Bayern's probably harder. I don't know. No, Real Madrid's harder. Of course it is. But, so much at stake in that game for Liverpool. They've got to have themselves ready for this one. They're going to have themselves ready for it. AC Milan will play Tottenham. And that's us halfway through the draw. AC Milan versus Tottenham in the Champions League. AC Milan versus Tottenham. Eintracht Frankfurt are the next name out of the hat. Eintracht Frankfurt are the next name out of the hat. AC Milan. As I say, we keep on going here. Eintracht Frankfurt. Eintracht Frankfurt. And Eintracht Frankfurt are going to play Eintracht Frankfurt versus Napoli. There you go. There's another game there. Another little tasty one. Some of the games actually being played here, some quite interesting ones. As I said, I look at that Benfica v Club Brugge. One of those two are going to be going to the quarterfinals. That's quite good for the smaller sides, the smaller nations, if you like. Sometimes the luck of the draw just gets you there. But as I say, guys, for those of you just joining in, it's Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Manchester City are getting RB Leipzig, and then Spurs got AC Milan. So that's that for the Premier League teams, ladies and gentlemen. Borussia Dortmund are the next name out of the hat. Borussia Dortmund are the next name out of the hat. Let me keep on going here. And another name out of the hat is Borussia Dortmund, and they're going to be playing Chelsea, Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. What a tie that will be. Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea in the round of 16 of the Champions League. So there's the English sides all out. As I say, Chelsea will be playing Borussia Dortmund. Liverpool will be playing Real Madrid. AC Milan will be playing Tottenham Hotspur. And then Manchester City will be taking on RB Leipzig. So there you go. Liverpool probably got one of the hardest draws they could have got. And now we're nearly concluded with the Champions League. The next name out of the hat is Inter Milan. Inter Milan only have the opposition of FC Porto, so that's who they're going to play. FC Porto versus Inter Milan. And then the last one, of course, will probably be Bayern Munich to conclude it. And that will be us done, ladies and gentlemen, for this one. Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern Munich. Oh, that's absolutely filthy. Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain in the next round of the competition. So that is the Champions League round of 16 concluded. Liverpool taking on Real Madrid. I'll go through it as soon as the list comes up, guys, and we'll go through the round of 16 and whom everybody's going to be playing. As I say, it's some interesting ties in there, and I'll go through them right now. RB Leipzig going to be taking on Manchester City. Club Brugge going to be taking on Benfica. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. AC Milan versus Tottenham Hotspur. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Napoli. Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. Inter Milan versus FC Porto. And then Paris Saint-Germain, of course, taking on Bayern Munich. So there you go. Some really, really interesting ties here for you in the Champions League, guys. Let me know your thoughts on Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Do you think Liverpool will stand a chance? Of course, these ties can be played in a little while into the future, which is a good thing, I suppose. But as I say, that is us done for it. The Champions League. 2 seconds, 8:20. Is it November 7th? Yeah, 7th, sorry. But yeah, guys, that is us pretty much done now. And 2 seconds. Nearly done here. As I say, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. And that's us concluded here in neon. So there you go. Some interesting ties. And as I say, we are done for today's one. As I said, if you haven't already, please do smash the old like button and subscribe. As I say, we have got plenty more Liverpool content coming up for you today. We've got a video going live in the next couple of minutes, and I'll try and redirect you to it as we get ready for this one. 2 seconds. I say, guys, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Let me know down there in the live chat how you think about that one. And I will see you all next time, guys. Don't go anywhere. As I said, this video is going to redirect you to our new video. It's some big news regarding Roberto Firmino. So as I said, guys, don't go anywhere.